Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. The Edmonton Oilers, they had an opportunity for first place in the Pacific, but it seems to have gone away at this point. The Vancouver Canucks sweeping the season series over the Oilers with a 3-1 victory tonight at Rogers Place. The Canucks now have a 5-point lead. They are 1 win away from clinching first place. The Canucks have 2 games remaining. The Oilers have 3. If the Canucks lose both of their remaining games, the Oilers win their 3 remaining, they can still take it. There's probably still another scenario there I'm not thinking of where they could possibly take it, but with the Canucks now just 1 win away from clinching it, I'd say odds are the Canucks are going to take first place here in the Pacific. The possibility remains, but I think we can all be pretty happy. We've talked about this ad nauseum, right? How the season started, the Oilers coming back, and if we're going to say that they finished this regular season in second place in the Pacific Division with home ice to start the playoffs, I think we would all take that every single day of the week. Obviously, no Connor McDavid tonight for the Oilers, no Thatcher Demko for the Vancouver Canucks, but Casey DeSmith came in and was absolutely stellar for the Canucks tonight. What's our final shots here? The Oilers out shooting Vancouver 33-27, but Demko only giving up a single goal to the Oilers. He was definitely one of the big difference makers tonight. Stuart Skinner, I thought, also played very well, but I think between the two of them, Casey DeSmith was the bigger difference maker on the night. Let's go over the scoring summary here. Sam Lafferty, a player that Ken Holland looked into acquiring earlier this year, I believe just before the season started, in the preseason there. Sam Lafferty ends up with the Vancouver Canucks. He scores the first goal tonight. He's had pretty successful season with the Canucks, 13 goals. I think he started in their top 6 as well. I think he's back down lower in the lineup now, but he opens the scoring tonight from Nikita Zadorov and JT Miller. JT Miller was just a total pest tonight. He took an early penalty, tripping Vinny Desharnais, and then pushed him down again, but Canucks fans loved it, I'm sure. Anyway, it was 1-0 Canucks after 1 in the second period. Pius Suter, a perfect tip, gets it past Stuart Skinner, puts the Canucks up 2-0. That ends up being the winning goal on the night. The Oilers did eventually break through late in the second period. Evander Kane with his 24th. It was actually a double deflection. Darnell Nurse with the initial blast from the point goes off Connor Brown's stick, and then eventually Evander Kane's stick, hitting them both in front of the net. Kane ultimately tips it in, gets the goal, makes it 2-1 after 2. The Oilers have life. Get lots of amazing opportunities in the third, but just cannot bury anything, and ultimately Dakota Joshua into the empty net finishes this one off, giving the Canucks the 3-1 victory on the night. Today's video is sponsored by Deflect Apparel, a unique and fun new online fan gear store where you can find clothing and products featured here and much more. Be sure to check them out at deflect.net and use the code FANATIC20 at checkout for 20% off your order. Check out more in the description below and stay tuned for upcoming contests. Taking a look at the game stats here, as I mentioned, final shots on goal, the Oilers 33, the Canucks 27. The Canucks winning 53.6% on the faceoff dot. The Oilers coming in at 46.4%. Both teams going 0 for 2 on the power play. The power play has obviously just looked really disjointed for the Oilers since Connor McDavid's been out. Obviously, the start is always Connor McDavid grabbing it in the Oilers zone, going up the ice, getting into the offensive zone, and the Oilers have just seemed really lost without Connor McDavid on that first power play unit. I think the second power play unit has actually been better for the Oilers as of late, but they didn't really see much ice with only 2 power plays tonight. But as I mentioned, neither team connecting, both teams going 0 for 2. The Canucks out hitting the Oilers 48-39 tonight, so the hits were actually pretty close. 21 block shots for the Vancouver Canucks. Obviously, that's another huge marker there. The Oilers out shooting the Canucks 33-27, and then 21 block shots on top of that. So Casey DeSmith getting lots of help from the team in front of him. The Oilers with only 8 block shots in comparison. The Canucks with 6 giveaways to the Oilers 5, and the Canucks with 4 takeaways to the Oilers 6. So that's basically the story of the night, guys. The Oilers had opportunities. They came out of the gate really strong tonight. It was definitely one of their better starts, but I think they had trouble generating like really, really good opportunities. They were getting some shots, but nothing that I felt was super dangerous. And the Canucks getting that late goal from Sam Lafferty, didn't mention it was with just 15 seconds to go there in the first, so that was kind of a backbreaker. The Oilers did outshoot the Canucks 13-9 in the first. It felt like it was a bigger deficit than that, but ultimately the Canucks, despite the Oilers' strong start, were the ones that ended up with the early goal. The Canucks outshooting the Oilers 13-12 in the second, and then the Oilers outshooting the Canucks 8-5 in the third. So the Oilers were strong tonight. I thought they put in a good battle, a good fight. It just, ultimately, I think this team needed that Connor McDavid boost. And it just, with Connor McDavid needing more time, I'm not blaming Connor McDavid for this loss at all. And it was definitely the right call. I think if Connor McDavid feels like he's not ready to go, keep him out for this hockey game. We're just talking about a first-place finish, right? This team has a playoff spot clinched. They've got home ice in the first round clinched. So it's nice to get first place, of course, but ultimately, if your number one player needs more time to recover so he's ready to go for the Stanley Cup playoffs, Elliot Friedman confirming on the broadcast tonight that Connor McDavid will 100% for sure be ready for game 1 of the playoffs. That's what you want Connor McDavid for. I know everyone wants to see Connor McDavid hit 100 assists as well. My feeling is he probably misses Monday's game against the San Jose Sharks as well, and then I think he ultimately comes back for the final 2 games of the year against Arizona and Colorado, gets his shot at that 100th assist, but we'll see what happens there. A few players that I thought were standouts tonight. I think Evander Kane played well. Evander Kane and Leon Draisaitl did have a chat on the bench there again, but I think it was a friendly one where they're trying to work things out. It wasn't one of those ones where they were fighting. Corey Perry, I thought, was a real standout tonight. Dylan Holloway had some great chances, just couldn't bury anything tonight. So ultimately, guys, it's a disappointing one because the Oilers lose 3-1, but it was a hard-fought battle. It was definitely one of the better out of the 4 games that they played against the Vancouver Canucks this year. But for now, it's looking like the Oilers are going to finish in second place in the Pacific Division. Currently, the Kings sitting at 95 points, the Golden Knights at 94, so odds are the Oilers are going to be playing one of the LA Kings or Vegas Golden Knights. We'll see here. The Kings and Golden Knights both have 3 games to go. The Kings 1 point ahead, so that one could really go either way. And just before we wrap up for tonight, there's a late-night report from Mark Spector that we should expect to see Philip Broberg recalled and in Monday's lineup for the Oilers against the San Jose Sharks. Broberg has 12 points, 3 goals, and 9 assists in his last 8 games and has 34 points in 48 games played this season. Broberg has been playing very well for the Bakersfield Condors, especially as of late, so it will definitely be great to see him in the lineup and see where he's at the NHL level. Let's see what happens here over the coming days, but for now, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. If you're feeling crappy, want to do some shopping, head on over to deflect.net, pick up one of these sweet shirts. Make sure to use the code FANATIC20 for 20% off. Cheer you up a little bit. Take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.